Thank you and good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for coming out to another session of the House Committee on Finance. This is the first meeting in earnest that we're going to be doing for the rest of our lives over the next 3 or 4 months. I want to thank you for being patient with us, and hopefully you'll be patient with us as we learn to work the new equipment that we have to be seen and to be heard. It's really tough having these committee meetings for any committee because we're not there, but we have to make do with what we can to have the public business done. So I want to thank all of you who came out this afternoon for that. But before we get started, I would like the clerk to call the roll, because we have some people who are remote, and we want to make sure we get their attendance in. So if the clerk would call the roll, we would all vote saying yes, we're here, or aye, and then we'll proceed on.
Surely. Chairman Abney?
Here?
Vice Chair Slater? Representative
I know
Amore?
Vice Chair Slater is out there somewhere because I just spoke to him on the phone, but okay.
Representative Amore? Representative Baginski?
Present.
Representative Barrows? Representative Diaz? Here. Representative Edwards? Here. Representative Hull?
Present.
Representative Maddow?
Here.
Representative O'Brien?
Here.
Representative Quatrucci? Representative Ruggiero?
Present.
Nice. Representative Tabone? Representative Wilkinson?
Here.
You do have a quorum?
Okay, thank you very much. We do have a quorum. The next thing that we're going to do is to hold all bills for further study. And usually you'll hear me say this each time we meet. There's a perception that holding all bills for further study means that a bill is being killed. That's not true. Holding a bill for further study just simply means that on most of these bills, there's generally other work that needs to be done, particularly after we have written testimony and we have oral testimony. So holding a bill for further study simply puts the bill into play. So it's just good to know that. So what I would like to do at this point in time, and I'll need a first and a second afterward, is to simply hold all bills for further study. Okay, so it has been moved and seconded. Did you get all of the ones that we got?
Representative Edwards, and who else is the second?
Rep. Edwards,
Rep. O'Brien.
Rep. O'Brien,
Okay,
Ruggiero, Rep. Ruggiero.
Rep. Ruggiero.
good enough. Thank you.
Okay, bear with me. We're getting it done. Okay, all in favor of holding bills for further study, simply say aye.
No.
Oh,
Gotta do a
okay,
roll call.
roll call again. Sorry.
Chairman Abney?
Yes.
Vice Chair Slater? Vice Chair Mazakowski? Representative Amore? Representative Baginski?
Present.
Yes. This is for the, yes?
Yes.
No, yes or no?
Aye.
Okay. Representative Barrows?
Yes.
Representative Diaz? Representative Edwards? Representative Hull?
Yes.
Representative Maddow?
Yes.
Representative O'Brien?
Yes.
Representative Quatrucci? Representative Ruggiero?
Aye.
Representative Tabone? Representative Wilkinson?
Aye.
All set, thank you.
Yes, could you make sure that Rep. Barrows is reported in being present, please?
Absolutely.
Thank you. Okay, so we do have a quorum on that, and so everybody, all bills will be held for further study. Before we get started, I would just like to reiterate a few things, since we're going to be doing this a long time together, about how we actually work in the committee here. I think we've not met a lot as this group, but we did come together one other time during the budget hearings. The Finance Committee is a difficult committee to be on because it is one of those committees that if you have individual issues, you have to learn to put those issues in proper perspective to doing something what's right for the entire state. That's number one. Number two, it's very rare on the Finance Committee that you get a bill or an issue that you don't have 50% of the people who support it and 50% who don't. So you have to get used to making sure that we get the data to help us make the best decision that we can for everyone. Number three is that we have a decorum in the Finance Committee simply because we're working for so many folks that we don't personalize anything. It's not a committee where we do a lot of debate or arguments. It is a committee where you give us the perspective of all of the people in your constituency as I do mine. So that helps us craft information at the end of the day that's useful and helpful for everyone. And number four is that you have to remember that generally, not always, but generally, there aren't very many bills that I introduce will come out looking exactly like it did before, because work has to be done on those. So we try to make sure that we get as much data as we possibly can, and we do that through the research that you as representatives do, and from, most importantly, the people who are our constituents who call in, and if they could be here, they would be. This room is usually full of people who want to get their perspectives heard. And that's really most important what we do. So I always say that this is the committee where you really learn a lot about what we do here, but you learn a lot about yourself. And at the end of the day, we've always put forth a budget that was balanced and that it took in the needs of the people that needed to be taken care of. And so prioritization is good for that. So I think if we hold that as we go through, we can get things done in an appropriate way, and that everybody is represented. So at the beginning of most, until we get used to how each other works, all of you, including myself, are on other committees, and other committees simply work differently, and that's okay. But when we're doing what we do, we have to make sure that as a team, we understand each other, and we always get that done. So having said that, I'm going to try to muddle through. We've got about 18 bills or so tonight, I believe, something of that sort. And our great clerks are going to keep us in line about how to get through this, and our great technical staff in the back will keep us connected. So we have several bills, and what I will try to do is that after I get past some of the bills that are up first, I'll try to bundle those. If one representative has 2 or 3 bills, we'll try to get to those so that the people can, get about the business that they do. I will say, too, that if we have callers when you call in, please be succinct and brief in your comments because that is what helps us most. I know we're at home and I know we're comfortable. I would do the same thing, but you can't sit back and have a nice cup of tea and then talk to us for hours, because we have a lot of other people like yourselves who want to be heard. So, I'm one of those myself. So having said all of that, I think we can continue on. So I've got some bills that have been bundled, and I think we're going to start with Bill 5365, and that's Leader Felipe's bill. Are you out there in the stratosphere, Leader Felipe? He's not? Oh, okay, he's not signed in yet? Okay. I'll make note of that, and then we'll try and make sure that we do it. So the next bill then would be Chairman McNamara's bill, 5110. Are you out there, Chairman Mack? He's in committee also? Okay. So I'm keeping track of that. He had 5110 and 5207, so we'll go to Representative Williams, Chairwoman Williams, Bill 5228. Is she in committee at this point? Okay, this is making the light pretty good. Chairman Craven, are you in the stratosphere? Wait. Chairman Craven, have Bill 5532. I'll read all of these into the record. Okay. That's okay.